Welcome to our high school spring production of Grounded. We ask that you silence and refrain from using your cell phones during the performance. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hey, it's me. Over here. On the right. No, your other right. No. No. No! For crying out loud, I'm the only living thing on stage. Yes, finally, it's me, the tree. That's right, I am a talking tree. Well, of course, you can't see me talking to you. Trees don't really talk. But let me tell you, if we could, we would have a lot to say. Trees see everything. I mean, you're the ones always hiding behind us, and climbing us, and carving your names in us like you own us. Well, you don't own me. Until you set me on fire. Or cut me down like you did to my good friend Patrick. He was a good tree. Lived on the other side of that wooden bench over there. To this day, I don't know what became of him. I guess that's life for you. At least for trees. You know, as a tree, I have seen a lot in my lifetime. Take this bus stop, for example. With the different people that have passed through here, I've seen it all. The big, sweeping, last-minute romantic gestures begging the love of their life not to leave. The bittersweet farewell of a young boy leaving his family to go serve his country. And the joyful reunion when he finally returns. The big life moments when someone takes a leap of faith and decides to finally journey out and chase their dreams. And the moment when that little girl has packed her tiny suitcase and is determined to run away from home. I've found that you can always tell when someone is going somewhere or simply running away. By the way, it seems life is always moving in one direction or another. And one thing's for sure, life is forever changing. I'm forever changing. My leaves, that is. But my roots, well, they keep me grounded right here. Maybe that's why, out of all the scenes that have taken place at this bus stop, my favorites are the ones when two random strangers share a single fleeting moment in an ever-changing world and leave different than when they came. Because it's in this moment that they grow. They become more confident, more sure of themselves and what they believe. It's like a root has taken place. You see, I think that just like trees, humans' leaves are ever-changing. But it's the roots they grow that ground them.
Where are you going? Does it matter? It does if you want to get there, so where are you going? Nowhere. What? It doesn't exist. What do you mean? Nowhere. It's not real. Every place is a somewhere. Sometimes you just have to open your eyes to see it.
I wish I had a car.
Why would you need a car if you're going nowhere?
So I wouldn't have to tolerate ridiculous conversation from people like you.
Don't worry, I'm on the other bus.
Good. You know the real reason I want a car?
And so the ridiculous conversation continues.
The real reason I want a car is so that I can just drive. I wouldn't have to be on a pre-planned bus route. I wouldn't even have to know where I was going. I could just drive and drive until all the little dots in my rearview mirror had disappeared.
Fascinating. I think that's the one thing in life that drives most people insane. Pun intended. I mean, the part about not knowing what's ahead. Most people would kill for a glance at the bus route map. Most people don't just drive.
Well, I would.
But would you be looking out the window or the rearview mirror? You know, if you're always looking behind you, no matter how far away you drive, you'll always be stuck there.
So, do you ever just drive?
No, I take the bus.
I mean, if you could.
No, I wouldn't waste my gas if I had nowhere to be.
Nowhere doesn't exist. Every place is a somewhere. I guess sometimes you just have to look around to see it.
See, I would always be driving somewhere.
Come on, you would never just drive to see where the road would take you? Do you always have to have a specific destination in mind?
Sorry for being such a sensible, realistic, reasonable person.
You know, it's funny how the sensible ones so often miss the most obvious. Take my sister, for example. She's the worst at directions and navigation. She once tried to direct my aunt home from church and wound up in a whole different county. I mean, we drove that route practically every Sunday of her life. I always wondered why she was so bad at it, because she's a fairly bright person. Sometimes I think that she's so focused on the immediate next step that she loses her navigational bearing and never makes it to her final destination, on time at least. But that all changed when my parents finally got her a GPS.
A GPS? Now, I think that's about the first reasonable thing you've said.
It was the best thing for her, because although she usually has no idea where she's going, she knows what her final destination is, and her GPS knows how to get her there.
So, when you're using a GPS, you would always know where you're going, which means you're technically not just driving.
Not necessarily. Have you ever used a GPS?
Yes, of course.
I don't mean one of the fancy high-tech ones. I just mean one of the basic models. It only shows you the next step. All you can see is your very next turn, and believe me, if you're driving in an unfamiliar area, your complete faith is in that GPS knowing where it's taking you.
So, when you just drive, are you always looking at your GPS?
No, but I'd be crazy not to bring it with me.
Sounds reasonable.
Sometimes a GPS doesn't bring you somewhere. It just reminds you how to get back home. You know the best part about just driving?
What's that?
The freedom of not knowing. And the security that that's okay.
Interesting. Maybe I'll try it sometime.
You should. But for now, we ride the bus.
Your bus to nowhere?
Well, we're always going somewhere. I guess sometimes it just takes a stop along the way to open your eyes and see it.
And so the two random strangers moved on, with their eyes now open to a new perspective as they entered a new season in their lives. Speaking of season, don't mind me as I do my little scene change here. I have like 4 costumes in the show, it's kind of crazy. But before we move past it, that scene reminds me, if I could say one thing to you humans, it will be this. Sometimes you don't realize how much the little things you say matter. Those brief conversations, those side comments, that compliment or criticism, both to best friends and to strangers. People remember your words, and they can change your life forever. Now, as we move into autumn, or fall? Is it autumn or fall? I mean, I've heard both, but one must have come first, right? Or maybe 2 people had the ideas at the same time, and then they both just went with their idea, and well, it doesn't matter. It's the season where I lose my leaves, and you all have to deal with them. Our next scene is an interesting one. I won't spoil too much, but let's just say it's pretty fly. Man, I'm good. Oh, shut up, they're coming on.
Holy ass! Lots of yellow finches out today. That's nice to see. Didn't see this many last year, so this could be a sign of altered migration. The sparrows are a bit scarce today. Could be an issue through the head out soon.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm recording migration patterns. This is the prime season for it. Well, this month specifically. Prime week, actually.
Well then, what's it been like today?
There was a bit more action yesterday. Oh, not to be rude, but could you be a bit quieter? This is an activity that requires immense concentration.
I can see you're very focused.
I am.
You stop talking,
There's not much happening at the moment.
so you only talk when the birds are around.
Yep, that's the only time I need to think.
That seems a bit reductionist of the fact that...
Whoa, is that a red-breasted swallow?
Did you ever think that your talking might keep away some of the birds that you would want to see if you were a bit less frantic?
I hadn't thought about that.
How long have you been doing this?
5 years. They always fly away when I start seeing them.
That's a lot of time to spend just looking at birds.
Well, what do you do at bus stops?
Talk to people around me.
That is a lot of time to spend just saying things to people.
People usually appreciate it.
Well, I've made it pretty clear I don't.
Fine, I'll talk to you then.
Thank you. Oh, that's great. Actually, that would be perfect, actually. Oh, please don't talk to anyone else either. I don't want you scaring away the birds.
Hey, is that your bus? Yep, that's your bus. Hey man, look, up in the sky, it's crazy. What is that? Oh my gosh, it's insane. It's coming at us. Oh, it's coming at us. This is the end of civilization. It's been my I'm alive.
Well, your advice worked.
But why is that?
Get this. I just saw a Hawaiian crow in 5 years. I have never seen one of those. I think it was because I was quieter, which kept the crow from being too scared to leave its nest. Usually, they only leave their nests in search of food. Leaving at any other time leaves their young vulnerable to predators. Yes.
I don't think my advice is why you saw that bird.
Oh, come on. Give yourself some credit. That was great advice. Although, it is odd for a Hawaiian crow to leave its nest at a time like this. Their migrational patterns just don't
You
line
might
up.
want to look back at the nest.
I will look back at the nest. Wow. There appears to be a plane on its nest.
You're not incredibly observant, are you?
I am, actually. I am the most knowledgeable bird watcher in the entire East Coast Birdwatchers League, and I'm not going to stand for you making fun of me
about things
because
that aren't birds. I don't question your knowledge of birds.
I watch squirrels sometimes.
Do you know where you're going?
Oh, I'm taking a bus.
Do you know where?
I've been on the road for months. I'm very lost. I think I was trying to get to a museum, but I don't entirely remember.
You know, I think that this could be a turning point for you. You've come to realize your fault was already half the battle. Your natural inclination to becoming deeply entrenched in subjects could be put to use.
Okay, listen. I don't mean to be rude. There was just a plane crash. We should probably do something about that.
Good point. Introspection should probably wait. Do you have a phone to call 911?
Pretty sure it's dead.
Right. Right, guess I'm gonna get help.
You've got to love people that are so caught up with themselves that they can't even see what's in front of them, whether they're a bird watcher or a pilot. I really just hope my poor tree friend over there is okay. You guys really need to get better about being aware of your surroundings. If that pilot paid attention, they probably wouldn't have crashed a plane. So many of you are so focused on your little details, you lose sight of the big picture. Ugh, you all infuriate me. Oh, sorry, I snapped. I get a little cranky in this colder weather because everything starts to hurt and freeze over. You know, winter is a tough time. It's cold, dark, has a sort of lonely feeling to it, since people are all shut up in their homes, either by snow or sadness. Some of you might argue with me that winter is great because it has Christmas. That's the jolliest time of the year, after all. I'd say that I would have to agree with you. I just love watching all of my Pine Needle acquaintances get murdered and have their corpses decorated for your annual amusement. On your level, though, I suppose I can see why you like it. Liking it is an understatement. You idolize Christmas to the point where you worship the single holiday with an endless array of songs for months. And yet, there are some for which it brings them unfathomable sorrow due to life's unexpected plans. The pain can fester to the point where it can become a struggle to simply survive.
I can't believe school's finally out for 2 whole weeks. Do you have any plans?
Not really. Mostly, I'll be spending Christmas with my family at home. Oh, speaking of, I got an early Christmas present. It's a guinea pig. Her name is Sparkles.
That's so cute. Do you have any pictures?
Yeah, here.
Aww.
Do you have any plans?
I'd have to say, I'm also just staying home for Christmas. The rest of break, I'm gonna catch up on some gaming. I would have started catching up this week, but I couldn't with the unheard amount of schoolwork they gave us.
Are you playing Fortnite still, or are you onto something new?
Actually, I've grown out of it. I realized it was a trash game. Now, I only play real games. Like...
Hello? What? Let me get this straight. You put our 4-month-old guinea pig in a bath? What were you thinking?
No. It was an accident. I'd never steal from you guys.
Just tell me why you left her alone. I'm sure it's for a really good reason.
I thought I was using my own account to buy the Robux. I'm so sorry.
You left her on her own to give her privacy? Guinea pigs are always naked, you idiot!
It was stupid. So stupid of me. $1,000 down the drain, and now we can't have Christmas presents.
Stop crying. That's not gonna bring Sparkles back. She's gone.
I should have kept track of how many I was buying. I was just so stressed, or I should have realized the amount of Robux I was buying was too much to make sense.
I can't believe your stupidity cost me a friend. You know what? Don't bother getting me any Christmas presents because you're sure as heck not getting one.
Hold the phone. You are not giving your little sister a Christmas present because she accidentally killed your 4-month-old hamster?
It's actually a guinea pig.
Whatever. And that seems reasonable to you? Oh, you know, that's fine. Completely understandable. $1,000 on Robux of all things? Robux! $1,000?
Hello? Oh,
I
just need some time alone.
I need time alone.
I get it. Sorry. Jen.
I mean, why was she home by herself in the first place? Mom is just as dumb as she is leaving her home by herself. What kind of 7-year-old takes care of things at home? A bath? Sparkles wasn't even dirty. She was beautiful. So beautiful. But that doesn't matter anymore. She's gone, she's dead, and it's all your fault.
Yes, because kicking a representation of your little sister is going to solve all of your problems. Just stop it! It's irreversible! There's nothing we can do!
Hey, you're right. Thrashing around won't change anything. I have a feeling that's not why you're upset, though. What's wrong?
I've ruined Christmas for my family. Now everybody's mad at me.
Not everyone is mad at you. I'm not mad at you.
I am. Let me clarify. I am not mad about the accidental money spending thing. I am mad that you think Roblox is an actual game.
Thanks for your feedback. For real, it'll all be okay.
No, it won't. I was careless and stupid. I wouldn't forgive me.
But it was an accident, though, right? You can understand why they're mad, but they're family, and they'll forgive you eventually. It might not feel like they'll ever get over it, and maybe they won't, but they'll love you still. We just need time to heal, time to realize what's important.
I've got this Christmas song in my heart. I've got the candles glowing
Hey!
in the dark.
That's kind of what Christmas is about. You get a break from everything to realize what's truly important.
Oh, why? 'Cause that's Christmas
You know what?
to me.
You're right. And I dare to say that you're one of those
'Cause
things
that's
that's really important
Christmas
to
to
me.
me. I listen for the third as I fall asleep tonight. The only gift I'll ever need is the joy of family. Oh, why? 'Cause that's Christmas to me. I've got this Christmas song in my heart. I've got the candles glowing in the dark. I'm hanging all the stockings by the Christmas tree. Oh, why? 'Cause that's Christmas to me. Oh, why? 'Cause that's Christmas to me.
waiting for anyone?
Yes, the sweet release of death.
Oh. Headed anywhere?
Listen, you don't have to try and make small talk. I know you don't actually care where I'm going. No one truly cares about anyone besides themselves. It's just how people are.
My, you are quite abrasive. What's got you so on edge?
I'm not on edge! Whatever, you don't understand me. No one does. They'll cast me aside when they see what a screw-up I am. I suggest you do the same.
You know what? Fine. Sorry. If nobody cared about you, why would they be calling you?
Just stop! You're like my mom, always prying into my life.
You want to know what I do when I get frazzled? Think about what I'm thankful for.
Like what, your stupid outfit?
Yeah, actually. I love my utility coat. It has everything I could ever need. An umbrella, toothbrush, comb, spare coat. You know, I also like to think about my friends. Like this tree here. I know, it sounds a little bit crazy, but if you listen, you can actually hear it. Here, look. How are you doing on this fine day, tree?
Ah! Winter is killing me!
He's doing great. Point is, bam, something to be thankful for right there in front of your eyes. Another thing to be thankful for, people to share cool things with at a bus stop.
You're crazy. I don't even know why I'm talking to you. My life is going to change forever in just a few minutes. And instead of thinking about my future, I'm talking to you. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm just a little tense, you know. I've never actually bought the ticket before.
You're riding on buses illegally. It's impressive.
No, that's not what I meant. I mean, I've packed my things and I've walked to the bus stop, but never actually bought the ticket before. This time I'm really leaving.
I would ask why, but I know you'd just hit me with another angsty zinger.
No, now I see you don't have much ground for passing judgment. I don't mind telling you. Let's just say I've made my own decisions that my parents haven't agreed with. And when I make those choices, it seems to be the only time they notice me. Today was the last straw when I just can't take it anymore.
Well, what's going to change once you leave?
I won't be suffocated by my controlling parents. I won't have to deal with my annoying little sister. I won't have to burden my friends with all of my problems. It will be better for everyone.
Well, I think you're missing the full gravity of what you're doing here. When I run away from the IRS after some light tax evasion, it doesn't make them go away. They come back. They come back worse than before.
I'll run faster and farther.
I seriously doubt that. But we'll set that aside. What about the new problems? It doesn't matter where you are, in the city, at home, in the suburbs, in Iowa, or whatever. You can't run away from problems, because problems are everywhere.
Well, then I'll go nowhere. If problems are everywhere, I need to go nowhere. I think that
I have something perfect for you. Here. Look into it.
But it's broken.
It's not. That mirror will show you exactly what you need to see. see you in another life.
Show me what I need to see. I never even got your name.
That's some dark stuff right there. A guinea pig murdered. The teenager almost running away. Life isn't sunshine all the time, and believe me, I get it. When Patrick was cut down, my world shattered. He was the only thing that would listen to me before you guys showed up. I'll miss him still. I get that in those cold, custy nights it can get to the point where you become a skeleton of your former self, barely surviving in the snow, screaming in agony until you feel you just can't do anything else anymore. These characters show us that it's not just you. When you're able to fully comprehend that there are more important things in life other than yourself, the world becomes a better place. It can stop everyone from making rash decisions, and not only make them feel better, but also warm them on the inside.
Oh, well, nature
excuse me. I'm not sure I like what you're insinuating.
Last time I saw you, you were back to the bottom.
Hey, it was a rough winter for all of us. It's not easy to keep up this glorious figure of mine.
It felt like spring was never gonna come. I began to forget what warm weather even looked like.
You're telling me I'm the one that was outside all winter?
I can't believe it's been a whole year since, last spring.
Ah, yes. Another trip around the sun and another tree ring around the waist. Well, of course I'm still here.
Thank you.
Wait, no, what are you doing? What? And that is what we call a real tree hugger. They're a rare breed, but they do exist.
No! Is everything all right? I'm sorry. Silly question. Of course things are not all right. Can I, help you?
They were both just here!
So, you've lost something and you're looking
My
for...
bus ticket and my wallet.
Oh, that's a problem.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Sorry. That wasn't helpful.
Now what am I gonna do? I have to get home tomorrow for my sister's wedding. I have to make that 2 o'clock bus.
Wait, you're taking the 2 o'clock bus? Then why are you here an hour early?
I'm an on-time kind of person.
Oh, you're one of those.
Excuse me, yes, I'm one of those who doesn't like to be late for things. Now, if you don't mind, my issue has a time limit here. I need to make that 2 o'clock bus, or I'm gonna be late for my sister's rehearsal dinner.
For an on-time kind of person, it sounds like you're cutting it kind of close.
Well, this was the only bus I could get. I had this big meeting today that was gonna determine my future, and I couldn't miss it. Now I have to make that 2 o'clock bus. But I lost my bus ticket.
Calm down. Just buy a new one.
I also lost my wallet, which had all my cash and credit cards.
Well,
At least I still have my ID.
I'll just give you the money for a new ticket. It's only $30.
Yeah, so I'm taking the bus to the airport, or I'm supposed to be getting on a plane and flying home.
And you have that ticket, right?
I have no idea what happened to it. I was so focused on this big meeting. I've already canceled all my credit cards, and it'll all be fine. But I need to get home now. How am I gonna get $700?
Sorry, I don't have that kind of money on me. Hey, I'm sure your sister will understand.
You don't get it. My sister has always been there for me. And the one time I had to be there for her, I blew it with my silly meeting.
Hold on. I have an idea. Do you sing?
What?
Okay. Truth is, I'm not here to catch a bus. I come here to play my music and raise donations to build a playground by this bus stop. The music playing doesn't always raise the most money, but we've almost reached our goal. But today we can raise money for your bus and plane ticket home.
Do you really think that'll work? We only have an hour.
It's worth a shot, unless you have any other ideas. Then have a little faith. This is the busiest time of day. Look, I'll make a sign to put out by my guitar case, and you look over the song I've been working on. We'll sing it together and see what happens. You'll be surprised. People are really friendly around here.
But I don't know this song.
Of course you don't know it. I wrote it yesterday. Just follow my lead. You can sing, right?
I guess I'm okay. I am supposed to sing at my sister's wedding if I ever make it home.
Well, then you're hired. Come on, let's give it a try.
This is crazy, but okay, let's do it.
It's a beautiful day. I love to feel the sun on my face. Ain't a trace of gray that belongs to yesterday. As this world keeps on turning and seasons change, but like the roots of a tree, truth will remain. So when the wind blows you back and forth, your heart falls to pieces on the floor. When your knees are scabbed from praying and your voice is hoarse from begging, God, please stop this storm. When you're staring at a world that's tattered and torn, when life's got you surrounded, Lord, help us be grounded.
Go ahead. You take verse 2.
It's been quite a year. We've seen things we never dreamed. We never could imagine the way things would be. But this world keeps on changing, and so do we, in a world that's ever turning. I wanna be like a tree.
You know, like the roots being grounded and everything while the seasons keep changing. Oh, just keep singing.
So when the wind blows me back and forth, my heart falls to pieces on the floor. When my knees are scabbed from praying and my voice is hoarse from begging, God, please stop this storm. When I'm staring at a world that's tattered and torn, when life's got me surrounded, Lord, help me be grounded.
In the cold winter night and sunny summer days,
In the crisp chill of fall and the new song spring plays. Hey, look, it's working.
Told ya.
So when the wind blows me back and forth, your heart falls to pieces on the floor.
when your knees are scabbed from praying and your voice is hoarse from begging, God, please stop this storm. When you're staring at a world that's tattered and torn, when life's got you surrounded, Lord, help us be grounded. When you're staring at a world that's tattered and torn, when life's got us surrounded, Lord, help us be grounded.
$100.
Wow. That's the most I've ever gotten for one song. But not enough to get you.
Well, thank you for trying. I guess I'll try to figure out another way to get home tomorrow for the wedding.
Wait. Just wait here a minute. This is all the money we've raised for the playground so far. $625. This with the 100 should get you home with some extra cash for food.
That's really sweet, but I couldn't take it. I don't even have the means to pay you back right away. I couldn't.
Yes, you can. And don't worry about it. We'll get the money some other way.
But you work so hard.
Life happens, both the good and the bad, the planned and the unexpected. And we don't always understand why. You know, when I was little, there used to be 2 trees here at this bus stop. One that stood over there and a similar one that stood right there. I named them Jesse and Patrick.
Patrick? And I'm definitely not a Jesse.
The day they chopped Patrick down, I cried and cried.
It was a rough day for us all.
But then my dad told me why they chopped the tree down. It was to make 2 benches here in the honor of the bus driver's wife who just passed away. So while one tree lives on, the other tree gives people a place to sit.
Patrick?
All that to say, we don't always get to see the bigger picture. But if we trust that our Father knows what he's doing better than we do, and we ground ourselves in his truth, not our understanding, he promises that we will have what we need. And right now, you have what you need. So take it. Go buy that ticket. You've only got 15 minutes until the bus comes, and I know you want to be at least 10 minutes early.
I don't know what to say.
Well, thank you would be nice.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Patrick, you've been there this whole time? You humans amaze me. Just when I think I've got you all figured out, you go and make a bench out of my best friend. But I guess that's life. At least for us trees. But you know, we're not all that different, you and I. Seasons change, leaves change, people change, but our roots remain. And through all the craziness of life, they are what keep us grounded. Well, there are some differences between us. A major one being, you have legs. So, when you're done staring at me, you will stand up and leave this bus stop. Meanwhile, I will remain here my whole life. But as you go on with your life, remember me, the tree, and Patrick, the bench, and the girl who tried to run away, and the bird-watching fanatic, and those people who just drive. Find your roots, grow them deep, so you may live with the freedom of not knowing, and the security that that's okay.
This year's felt like 4 seasons of winter, and you'd give anything to feel the sun. Always reaching, always climbing, always second guessing the timing. But God has a plan, a purpose in this. You are his child, and don't you forget. He put that hunger in your heart. He put that fire in your soul. His love is the reason to keep on believing. When you feel like giving up, when you feel like giving in, his love is the reason to keep on believing. If we could pull back the curtain of heaven, we would
Is this on? Okay.
see his hand.
Thank you so much for coming. Before you guys go, we'd like to thank a couple of people. The first person I'd like to thank is our costume designer, Mrs. Girardi. Mrs. Girardi, are you backstage? Come here. We wouldn't have probably half the costume we have if it weren't for her and all the long hours she put into making our costumes. So thank you so much for doing that for us. My pleasure. The second person we'd like to thank is our lovely assistant director, Miss Young.
I don't really know who worked harder on this play, Miss Young or Miss Roscoe. They both worked really hard. She literally did everything backstage. She kept our cast and crew under control. And yeah, we probably would have been out of our minds if it weren't for her, so thank you very much. And the last person is our director, Miss Roscoe. This play wouldn't exist if it weren't for her. She came up with the idea for it. And of course, we had Ava and Clayton that helped write it. And just thank you very much for making our senior year very special with an original play. So thank you very much.